Ooh. So I'm just taking it in at the moment. It's literally the first time I've walked in. I think this is what essentially became the basis for the modern day NHS. Pretty good. Oh wow. So this is mostly about the working ones, I suppose. And the forge. I'm guessing it is the forge? Yeah, wow. Yeah. Okay, so this is the forge. It's literally the first time I've walked in. This is the first time I've clapped eyes on any of this. It is Western territory, but no one's perfect, I suppose. Yeah, well, these are wooden block patterns for. These would have been for cylinders, actually, and the benches and various fittings. There's a distinct smell. Or a carriage workshop. Ah, nameplates. I love nameplates. Let's go over to the nameplates. Bulldog and Queen Boudica. Or Boadicea. It's my Eastern accent. Okay, so this is the dissolution of the medical fund. I think this was because 1948 was roughly about when the NHS came into being. So I think it was slightly redundant, really. You alright, mate? Oh, we are into the locos, or one of them. And I think, what was this? Yeah, this is the machine shop still. Oh wow! So we actually have at least some pulleys going. I'm not sure that they're driving. Yeah, they are driving. I'm presuming they're electrically driven now because there's not a sense of steam or anything. But yeah, so back in the day you'd have had these in your mill or whatever, you'd have had those. And these shafts would have been driven from the steam engine, which would be in the engine room basically. So you'd have hundreds of those things going around really fast and making a hell of a lot of noise. Ah, so we've got a 28.
I enjoyed all 4.5 years.
Yeah, 28 I think. Yeah, so this shows in fact what, oh no, it's a 42, sorry. You can see where the mistake is though, because is, yeah, a 280. Yeah, so during the war, they couldn't, the men had, particularly in the First World War, they had the problem where the men had gone to the front, and there was not very many women, what am I on about? Not very many men left to do the work, and this is obviously in a different time, and getting the work done was down to the women, which must have been quite a culture shock really for the time. They did learn the lesson in the First World War. They learnt that sending all the men to the front wasn't necessarily the best idea, because it left a lot of the skilled work, which people still required locomotives and things to help with the war effort, and there were protected jobs. And yeah, that's Swindon, the Castle class. 7037. Camel. None of these are numbers I recognise. Yeah, wow, this is it's not very often you see it at the heritage lines, but how sort of thick some of these frameworks and things are. And if we can have a quick look just between the frames, this, you can see the bottom of the firebox. And what was very much a Swindon thing was the tapered boiler, which was adopted by the other railways. Yeah, wow. So let's go through. Very much the sign of the times. Oh, a castle. Yeah. Caerphilly Castle. Wow. What a gorgeous locomotive. For a Western engine. But let's have a look underneath. I'm here like at first knocking, so there's no one else here. Yeah, wow. It's not a sight you really want to see too often. Yeah, you can see the particularly. Okay, so yeah, the castles are a 4-cylinder, and in the middle here you've got two, and on the outside, which we'll go out to shortly, we've got another two. But you can see through the connecting rods, it was all inside motion. Yeah, there we are. You can just about see where the central motion is derived from. Big old leaf springs. I don't think Caerphilly Castle was run in preservation, which is incredible for a Western engine. No. And we are under the firebox now. Yeah, as you can see where it gets raked out, it would get raked out to about where I'm standing. And yeah, when we're under the tender, see, one of the things which is quite interesting is the water scoop. So you can see there is a winding mechanism on the side here which lowers the scoop from this side, and there would be a trough. The momentum of the engine going forward would force water up this chute into the tender so it could refill on the go. But yeah, we will go up. Oh, I'm quite warm. We shall go up. £5.5. Oh, £100,000. For £100,000 in today's money, I think that's a pretty good looking engine. And this is the earlier tender type. The later ones had a larger tender. Yeah, she's quite incredible. 4073 Caerphilly Castle. I will be coming back round with the DSLR actually and snapping all of this. Wow. Ah, the second person's in. Yeah, wow. Let's continue walking. And the polished brass though, I love the polished brass. I think with face masks on it's not quite as obvious that I'm talking to myself from a distance. But yeah. Ah, we have a model. Is this of Caerphilly Castle as well? Oh no. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, see, this is what the later tender design looks like. Whereas compared to that lower tender there. So we'll continue on. So we've got mining here, which I guess would have come from Cornwall and everything, and been taken up the Great Western into London and wherever else. Yeah, so we have some plates for the broad gauge engines, which was 7 foot and a quarter inch. Yeah, so, well, yeah, you can see that giant splasher. I bought the guide as well. That giant splasher on Lord of the Isles, which you will recognise if you have Hornby models. And this is North Star. Now, there's this Firefly and Iron Duke, which are, I say surviving broad gauge engines. Iron Duke and Firefly are actually replicas which are built from relatively modern materials. Iron Duke was built from 2 austerity tanks. Now I believe this is a non-working replica which is built using some of the original parts, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what original parts there are, but there is something interesting to look at here. Ponsonooth Viaduct. I think that's O-gauge. Yeah, so this is there's a few shots of these, of all of the broad gauge engines sitting at Swindon yards waiting to be cut up, because in 1893 the broad gauge services ceased to be. So constructed in, I need to remember to point the camera in the right place, constructed in 1925 utilising original parts. So there was a thing, it says they're 36 miles an hour, and Rocket was capable of about 30, but people believed incorrectly, that they would suffocate at that speed. Doesn't mean people were idiots or anything, it's just they just didn't know, because the fastest thing at the time was a horse. Yeah. And we have the one and only surviving Dean Goods. Let's have a walk up here. I didn't actually research, I just know all this crap in my head. So, yeah, so if we go up onto the footplate here, you see that they are, in fact, a lot of Western engines were right-hand drive, as opposed to the other regions where they're left-hand drive. Yeah, the Dean Goods, that was pretty much a template for a 060 tender engine. Oh, it's warm. But yeah, with a lot of these actually went off to the front in the First World War, and I believe there is a picture of one which has got the Iron Cross on it because it was captured. Yeah, we'll let's have a play. We shall have a play. I'm not drunk enough, am I? I've got to be more drunk. So here we are. Let's go backwards. So put it into brakes off.
It should be pointed to the shut position.
Hmm.
Going down. On your right is the reversing lever. It adjusts the steam going into the cylinder.
So that's back.
And that works a bit like the gears on the car. And in between, it should go over to the left now. Okay, so we've got the signals. Right. You open the radiator, gently at first to about halfway.
This is completely in the wrong order.
Welcome aboard this locomotive. We are going to let you do something, so pay attention.
I'm not entirely sure it's working.
Some of the controls you will find incredible.
Yeah.
The long red lever in the middle of the boiler.
Oh well.
While we are in the station, it should be.
Yes. Some of the guards' equipment, so we've got some flags, and more importantly, his tea. So we've got the a towed brake van as well, and just in front of the Dean Goods there. There is a one-way system here actually as well. Oh, there's some great locos on the left, but we'll cover them in a little while. So, we continue down. Oh, North Somerset Junction signal box. So, yeah, so we have the towed brake van, 20 ton, yep, 20 ton, and we have a, what are you looking at? Weirdo. It's like he's farted and I had to open the door. Okay. So, I'm going to put my book down. I'm just going to cut this and restart again. Ah, that's better. Yeah, my colour had gone all funny. So we have, I'll have to sanitize myself after this as well. Okay, so what do we want to do? Pull the yellow lever to the centre and push it back. Okay.
First of all, you need to make sure all the levers are pushed away from the side. A raw train is approaching,
Okay.
but a local train is in the way. You need to move the local train into the siding to let the raw train through.
So siding signal 1.
Do this by pushing and pulling the levers when I tell you.
Okay.
Can you hear that bell? The 3 sets of 4 rings is warning you that a raw train is approaching and you must clear the track in order for it to pass. To move the local train into the siding, pull the black lever marked up refuge points towards you.
Okay.
You have just moved the points and the local train is now ready to reverse into the siding. Your next task is to pull the red lever marked siding signal 1 towards you. This shows the train driver that it is safe to reverse into the siding.
Okay. It goes back in.
Now that the local train is in the siding, you need to replace the points so that the main line is safe again. Push the red lever marked siding signal 1 away from you. Well done. Now it is safe for you to move the siding points back, as the local train driver knows it is not safe to move.
Okay.
Well done. The line is clear and it is safe for the raw train to pass. But we must change the signals to let the raw train driver know it is safe. Start with the signal furthest from the raw train. So pull the red lever marked up main start signal towards you. Next, the up main home signal must be pulled to show that the line is clear around the station. So pull the red lever marked up main home signal towards you.
That's the distant next.
Next, the up main distance signal must be pulled to show that the line is clear. So now train has passed through, the local train can return to the station, so the signals need to be changed. Push the yellow lever marked up main distance signal away from you. Well done. Push the red lever marked up main home away from you. Now the up main start signal needs setting today. Well done.
Okay.
The up line is now secured and it is safe to move the points so that the local train can return to the station. Pull the black lever marked up refuge point towards you. You have moved the points so the local train can move back to the
Siding
main
signal
line.
1.
Now you must signal the train driver so he knows it is safe. Pull
Siding
the
signal
red
2.
lever marked siding signal 2 towards you.
Okay.
Now that the local train is safely in the station, you need to replace the points so the main line is safe. First off, push the red lever marked siding signal away. Now the siding signal is in the warning position, the points can be replaced.
Okay.
Push the black lever. Well done. You have safely allowed the raw train to pass and guided the local train back to the station.
Yeah, so.
Have another go. Pull the
No,
other lever towards
no, I need
you.
that bacon and egg. They're quite heavy. I mean, I've operated some which are actually linked to signals and they are fairly heavy. but I need to wash my hands. 2 moments. And back to walking around talking to myself. So 94. It does get warm in a face mask, I'll tell you that. It's not a warm building. It's, so we've got 9400. Yeah. And Swindon Junction.
50 million tons of freight passed through. During World War II, the Great Western.
Yeah, I think these were pretty much freight tank engines, however you want to put it.
Even ammunition and explosives were regularly moved in very large quantities all over the network.
Okay.
As wartime rationing and fuel shortages receded, the road freight industry was mounting a steadily growing challenge.
Let's get more busy.
The days of the horse and cart were also.
Yeah, sheep. Yeah, so we got the 94 tank. On back to it. He does not look happy. But yeah, we've got a shunter's truck. Yeah, you can pause and read that if you want. And oh, a scamel. Yeah, so these are actually quite varied uses. They survived into British Railways as well. Okay. I do love that brown colour. Chocolate and cream, in fact, as it's nicknamed. But so imagine the yards and things. I have to keep breaking filming because of children about. But oh well, okay. I think something's actually survived. 2807, I think, is still about. The King classes though aren't. I was talking of Kings. We have King George V, which is a King class loco. Went to the Baltimore and Ohio centenary in 1925, was it? 28. It actually says on the bell somewhere. $1927. Yeah, so this one went across the Atlantic. Probably one of the first big express engines to do so. This is one of the National Collection engines, much like the one behind it, which we'll come to very shortly. But yeah, oh, platform ticket. Someone's been putting pennies in that slot, haven't they? Pull it out, get a ticket, I suppose. Let's go into the booking office.
Long since ceased to make complaints at Swindon. I avoid taking anything there if I can help it. Yours faithfully, Isambard Kingdom Brunel.
That's not me talking. Oh, I like that. Silver, I think. That's gorgeous.
Yes, sir. I assure you, Mr. Blair was wrong in supposing that I thought you purchased inferior coffee. I thought I said to him, I was surprised you should buy such bad roasted corn.
Yeah, the short-lived airmail and passengers. Oh yeah, no passengers and airmail. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the idea was that much like the ships like the Great Britain and the Great Eastern, the railway could link up with the airports and fly you to other places in the world. I'd like one of those clocks. Could never afford one though. On my salary. But yeah. So yeah, so we've got the British Railways emblem here, which was pretty much the same. I mean, it after nationalisation, the Great Western kept its number scheme and its colour mainly. Though King Edward II is in blue, which looks particularly striking. I like it. But yeah, we got King George V. He was, of course, the reigning monarch at the time. So, trying to follow these arrows. More number plates. I don't recognise any of these. I do like the one which is 5555 for some reason. But yeah, we've got well, if you're unhappy with standard class travel now, yep, so City of Truro. The first loco to allegedly reach 100. Yeah, 3717. I personally don't think she managed it, but yeah, I have had a very brief ride on this, and it was going up and down the sidings at the NRM. Much like King George V, she's an NRM National Collection loco. Oh, let's have a look. Oh, it feels warm in here, really warm. But oh, this is a royal carriage. Okay. Oh, look at the dinner service. I guess it's not furnished, but wow. Yes, one of her things, Queen Victoria, she didn't like going over 40 miles an hour. And those were to signal how fast they want the driver to go. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We've got a problem. We've got the Royal Train with the goods engine. Ooh, a bar. There's a bar in there. So we've got the heavy freight locos, 2818. One of these sat at Birmingham Wall Street for years, which I think it has now gone off for restoration. But you can see all the brass in the cab and a gigantic reversing lever. Yeah. There is something outside which is rather interesting. So we've got the front of the 2800 here, and if we just sort of track down the rails and follow it to outside, where you'll see the traverser, which is out at the car park. I'll have a look at that later. So, yep, sorry to keep breaking, but we have the hub nut of rail vehicles, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to grab a snap. Very difficult with your left hand. But we will manage it. There we are. Okay. Yes, so some of the this collet stock, and yeah, some of the price of what happened in this case the First World War. But there will also be ones for the Second. But yeah, so we will go. Okay, yeah, so bus services. Yeah, so as the motor vehicle become much more popular and more affordable and everything, and more convenient, the bus kind of came in to play. Yeah, so people started taking their cars, because why would you go to why would you go to the station to get the train to another station to then travel further to your final hotel or campsite or wherever, when you could just drive straight from home to the destination? Awesome. Kind of like O gauge. Looks like Hornby O gauge. And these gauge 1. Got the advertising as well. This is what I love about the railways, is the advertising was absolutely phenomenal. And you got the very general sort of flyers and posters, but you also have the artworks. Oh, hello. Yeah. So, yes, big blue signs everywhere. So we've got so this is for the holidays, really. So if we, oh look, what are they up to? He's vegging. He's looking at her hand. And she's broken the neck of a doll. Weird kid. So we've got all the holiday destinations. Oh, more. This would be O gauge. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's O gauge, I think. Actually, that's quite a cool formation. And so hold the button for 5 seconds. Okay. There we are. Okay. nameplates, Watcom Hall, War Sovereign, and one of the steamships, I suppose. When Dunkirk happened, a lot of the railway companies actually sent their steamships to the French coast to bring back the troops. Many of them were sunk. So we've got Paddington. Very different to what it looks like today. And some of the games and things. I do a couple of rounds, so I'll go around, and this is all my first impressions actually. I've not seen any of this before, but I'm going to go back round again with the DSLR and take some proper pictures and read everything, because I ain't got nothing better to do today, and I drove 2.5 hours to get here. So we have some of the silver, and also quite warm, really warm. But yeah, that's the end of it. So yeah, thanks very much for listening.